We've come a long way in AI art space. I've been following Midjourney's evolution since day one, and it's been indeed a journey with ups and downs. Today, Midjourney Video just dropped, and it instantly changes the game for AI video. This model brings the iconic Midjourney aesthetic to life in full motion. But the real story is the combination of Midjourney's Omni reference feature and Midjourney Video. Together, they make creating cinematic AI videos effortless. So how does the new Midjourney Video really stack up against giants like Kling, HaiLuo and Veo? In this full demo, we will find out with a side-by-side comparison, and I will show you Midjourney's secret weapon, Extend feature. With this update, we are witnessing Midjourney's next evolutionary step, transforming images into video. And this brings a new, gorgeous Explore page to the experience. You can always change between images and videos on homepage, and there are amazing videos on the Explore page. You can just keep scrolling for hours and hours, and it's so much fun. Now let's start with a simple prompt battle. I will give same prompt to all video generators and see how they do with it. I have a very simple prompt. She takes cover in front of the statue and starts shooting. Looking at the Midjourney video result, it seems that taking cover part is not really fully understood by the model. The shooting here, but the mechanism of gun seems to be very static. We have trigger finger moving, which is nice. Shooting action seems a little bit random, so it almost feels like she's just randomly shooting around. But besides these minor issues, it's a nice shot, and there's also a very nice smooth camera motion here. Jumping into Kling result, it perfectly understood that she needs to take cover in front of the statue. So prompt understanding is much better here. And after that she starts shooting. You will realize that in the second part of the shot, the face consistency, the coherence drops heavily. So this is something we didn't observe on Midjourney sites. Throughout the shot, Midjourney Video had consistent face, even while the gun was passing in front of the face. Next one is HaiLuo 2. It's the new model from HaiLuo. Similar to Midjourney, HaiLuo also didn't show me the motion of she's taking cover in front of the statue, but shooting is here. The gun mechanism here looks much more realistic in comparison to Midjourney Video. You can see also bullet cartridges going out with every time she shoots, and it really looks like she's aiming. She looks focused and the whole shot looks really good. There's not much movement with the finger on trigger, but overall this is the only minor issue I can see. And Veo 3, it's funny that she made a full circle around the statue before shooting. And of course, Veo 3 brings something unique to the table. It brings the sound effects. So that's really cool, and it brings an additional dimension. When I compare the mechanism of gun, it doesn't look as realistic as HaiLuo side. Coherence-wise, though, it's much better than Kling because it keeps the face consistent throughout the action. As a result, of course, here, we need to be honest. We are comparing version 1 of a new tool with the already advanced versions of other AI video tools. So I will try to make it fair. Of course, Midjourney version 1 maybe is not as great as other video models yet, but it's a good direction step forward for Midjourney as a platform. The core functionality of new Midjourney Video is Animate button. When you click on it, this will basically bring your image to life and just animate it. Animate function works really fast. This is the fastest image to video generator I tried before. Speed is really big advantage of Midjourney here. The animate function will give a slight movement to your image. There's not much controllability here. So animate as a core function is more for giving a slight movement to your images. It's very quick, but it's not for controllability and directability. And this brings us to prompting for Midjourney Video. Right here on your library, when you go to a detail page of an image, you will see some new buttons. On the right bottom corner, you will see two options, auto and manual animation. Automatic animation is the easiest way to animate your images. When you click on one of these buttons, it immediately generates 4 videos that you can choose from. Auto animation basically gives decision-making power to Midjourney algorithm. Even though it's automatic, it still gives you some options. You can have low motion or high motion. This simply controls how much motion you want to have in your images when you animate them. Here you can see in auto mode, videos generated with low motion option and high motion option. With high option, it brings a little bit more dynamism to the video and things are moving a little bit more extra. Motion low is great for subtle movements, still camera shots, or simple subjects with ambient scenes. High motion, on the other hand, brings a lot of action, camera movements, And sometimes it may cause erratic or wonky results. So you need to be aware of that. Here we are on one of my existing Midjourney images from my library. In order to use Midjourney Video, you don't have to only generate images on Midjourney sites. You can actually use external images. For example, here I uploaded my photo, and only thing you need to do is dragging and dropping this as a starting frame. It's very similar to other image to video tools. And after that, I will just prompt something really simple, natural movement of man with the hat looking up. Here again, I have two options. I can choose low motion and high motion. For this shot, I will just keep a low motion and hit generate. And here my video is ready. Simply man is just looking up. A very good result from Midjourney Video. The manual animation right here gives you more control. You set this image as a first frame, and with that you can use some simple motion prompts. For example, let's try high motion. We set this up as an initial frame, and prompt section will be automatically populated by the image prompt itself. I found this to be a little bit distracting because actually we don't need this. So I delete this prompt and I will write, she's walking on the street while camera follows her. And since we started our workflow with high motion option, it will add motion high as a parameter automatically. And let's hit generate. So this action generated 4 videos and they are 5 seconds in length. Video playback starts when you hover over one of the videos. They all start playing together, and simply she's walking on the street and camera follows her walk. If you want to get into the micro details, you can hold Command, and with your mouse you can use scrubbing option, and this will allow you to simply look at the keyframes and get into the details frame by frame. I think this comes closest to what I was imagining. So when you find a decent video and you want to save it, you have two options. Basically, this one is download video for social media, and you can download for editing. Midjourney video outputs are already 480p. So in comparison to other options, it's a pretty low resolution, and that's why it's always better to save it with Save for Social Media option. And this brings us to a cinematic workflow for Midjourney Video. In combination with Omni consistency feature or Omni reference, I use this shot as a reference photo. I wrote cinematic photo of a young woman in full letter running in an art gallery holding a gun. I use Omni reference weight or Omni strength around 400. I would not recommend you to go more than that because then results get a little bit strange. I think between 100 and 400 is the sweet spot. And this basically allows you to generate scenes with a consistent character. As you can see that we reached quite high face consistency. And once I was happy with this particular result, I went to the image detail and I choose manual high motion. Then I will change the prompt to this, young woman in full letter running fast in an art gallery while camera tracks her, and we will end up with this result. So here we simply started with a character creation and using this character consistently in a scene and just bringing to life with Midjourney Video. Now this brings us to extend option. Midjourney Video is capable of extension. You can maximum extend up to 20 seconds 4 times. And it's cool because it keeps the character consistent. While doing so, you can still bring additional new details to the scene. Here, for example, I extended this initial video 3 times. So I had 15 seconds of a video where she is just running in the art gallery. And of course, you will realize that occasionally there are some consistency issues with the gun or with the legs as well. But overall, considering that this is a version 1 product, I think it's very impressive. In this example, I started with a simple prompt that she takes cover behind the statue. That was my starting point. And after that, I extend this video 4 times and I added some new details like she takes cover behind the statue and starts shooting with her gun. So here we see that she starts shooting also. There are some problems here with how she's like holding these books between the arms, but overall it's possible to bring additional details and action to your scene while extending your video. If you want less controllability and if you just want to simply extend the shot, keeping your character consistent, you can try extend auto option. Extend auto option will simply just extend the scene without introducing any new details. She will continue walking, and then we can extend this shot manually by typing a prompt. Let's say piano falls right in front of her. And here's the result. A piano-looking object just drops next to her. By time, this will continue evolving and it will get better and better. Let's talk about cost a little bit because this is very important. Midjourney Video is cheap. Of course, to be able to use it, you need to have a subscription. But when it comes to cost of video, it's as costly as making 4 upscales, or to simplify it, let's say 8 standard image jobs. This makes cost per second for Midjourney Video around 1 upscale of an image. I think it's a very good price, and once you finish all fast hours of your subscription tier, then you will be asked to refill your fast hours to be able to continue generating video. That's one thing you need to be aware of. And of course, tool itself, as you also see in the prompt battle, has some limitations. It's not as advanced as other AI video generators out there. It has relatively lower resolution, 480p, no audio, and for now it's only possible to prompt first frame, so last frame is not possible. Despite these limitations, keep in mind that this is a version 1 of a product, and there are already some confirmed future developments. They are working on currently a video upscaler to improve the resolution and make it more crisp. For version 2, they are already working on audio integration, which is great. As a prompting enhancement, they are working on to bring last frame to prompt box, so you can actually add first frame and last frame, and Midjourney Video will just fill up what's in between. And they are working on to make AI video generation even faster. At the moment, it's already really fast, but with this additional boost they are planning, will be probably one of the fastest AI video generators out there. Hopefully this video was truly helpful for you to explore Midjourney Video. If you felt a spark of inspiration, show your support with a thumbs up and join our jungle community by subscribing for more mind-blowing tutorials. See you next time.